on either side. These people going for that raise instead, but right off the rip, here they come.
Yeah, there's going to be walls galore, but already, good start for RRQ. Going to deny Kiwi any space, and he's one of the explosive players. If he gets that hot hand early, really starts feeling out the game, super deadly. Want to see how this Reyna works, so that is so at the tip of the list for me in this point. Now, as it stands though, RRQ comfortably taken towards site. There is a little bit of resistance, but it's been dealt with somewhat handedly. Good trade sites theirs. Flag planted, and as is the spike.
Reyna's on the board, now has that higher HP, given the Devour. Shadow's still going to be taken down. Maj looking around here at the drop, managing to find an opening kill. Gets Tebatol in the head as well.
Nice.
And suddenly it's Evan. They 1v2, he finds the first.
It's one more and it's all his, but time creeping forces the swing, and it's good. Football has somehow turned this around. That early fight looked perfect coming out from RRQ. They had everything they wanted.
A fantastic shutdown on Kiwi to kick things off, but a fantastic turn at the end as Helicopter just manages to find that last kill. On to this next one, or if it gets snatched away from him, much like we saw for Global Esports in the previous set. But a great retake. And a great way to start off the series.
And a sigh of relief for FUT as well. Just getting comfortable on the stage to it. We have seen them have issues in the past with that sort of thing, is finding consistency throughout series, not getting put off kilter on those early maps. So a good start for them could stabilize here well, but RRQ certainly not to be slept on by this early start.
Cam heard and destroyed. Coming more, just looking for those headshots. Nano swarms in response in case he swung out a little bit wider. Continue to try to hover around that A side. Meanwhile, pressure being applied now onto C. Wall going to be broken down after shocked out. Here's Mr. Fallen, finds one, but Emin swings around the corner, gets him with the Sheriff.
No trade, the slow, allowing that spacing to sit favorably, at least for now, towards FUT, and the rotations have been brought in. 3 players now posted towards that C site. Yes, they have left Kiwi over towards A just because of the presence earlier from Elmi Moore, but as it stands, they can re-explore the map. See if Krax gets anything off that, certainly does. So information. Obviously the door noted as well, so it's not too subtle at this point. Still have that utility in place. Finally removed at about the 40-second marker. They could potentially try and pull another pick here. Let's see what they can find. Does anyone get over aggressive? Does anyone get caught out?
Just barely been able to see Maj there either way. With the Vandal in hand. Take a shot to the chest, but wins out in the fight. Now it's just the 2 last players standing. Flipshot and Tebatol, the veterans for the side of RQ, to try to get this eco round across the board for them. The plant will come in, but Kiwi swings the corner. They find the eliminations, and that is going to be a 2-0 start for FUT.
I have to say as well, FUT not getting overzealous there, not feeding too readily, not getting too ahead of themselves. Aaron being incredibly cautious. Yes, that was that initial trade towards the C site, but no pressure on them yet. I like that. I like seeing composure in this team. When I look at Football List, again, this is, because we've seen a fair amount of them in the EMEA region, I want to see...
Looks like it might be another fast hit out the gate. As they go rushing forward, Flash does connect. Perfectly blind as we just have these cross lanes.
It's like noughts and crosses over there, but there is one player ahead and EJ gets isolated. There's no trade. They're desperate for it. Bottle swings, but Football is putting bodies towards this. They want that fight towards A-Long.
I mean, they just completely douse the ground with that slow field from the Sage. Just no way for Bottle to just get himself out of there. He manages to find the 1 kill. Let's see what MN and Flipshatter can do to try to at least put a little bit more damage down onto the side of Footballist. Have themselves crept up all the way to ace stairs. If he overswings and gets pinched, that's just going to be the spike stranded.
Yeah, Krax needs to be careful though as well. If he goes down, there's a deep hold towards CT could be potential. Oman doing exactly as required, as prescribed. Clear the site, ensure no one's around here. Holding for about 45 seconds. And this is what I want to see from Footballist though. No overextension, no over push here on your own, no untradeable kills. RRQ, what do you do with this now? You've been given a little bit of freedom. Spike is going down, so the time will be in their side.
I have a little bit of time, but one of the biggest things they need to do is get Emin this kill. So you get the Devour off, get top back up. They're going to fault line, he's going to go for the swing. He's got them both lined up, but he just can't quite find the eliminations.
Yeah, spacing decent enough there for Footballist. It's going to ask a lot of it. Oh, no way. The paranoia. Zero vision, zero chance. Footballist again. They relinquish that A control. They fall back a little deeper, hold CT. You saw Cracks down there. They took the double swing towards stairs. They were fully equipped for what was going to be coming back their way. This is great so far. Converting the bonus here. Walking out with rifles galore. They got everything they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, just that so far. See how that continues. Yes, it seems like that's widely just going to be Kiwi's playing ground, just constantly hovering around that side. But RQ are now swinging their sights over towards C, perhaps. See if they want to up the tempo, because they are going in.
If that's what they think is a potential vulnerability, as it stands, they're going to make it work with far less. They need a quick kill to make this actually count. The wall's going to at least temper the pace for a second, but the smokes are there. They want to utilize this.
Goes down for a brief moment, tries to slide in. Oh, it's just going to be a stray shot through the smoke. Oh, that's disgusting from Attic Upton. Takes them down. Spike still, however, going to be planted for RQ. See how they try to defend this now.
The retakes have been solid, though, from Footballists, but this time trying to get over-aggressive, overextend towards CT, and they get the fight they want. But the trade's still so good from Footballists.
Get the triple stack. Templeton will be able to take another one down with him. 3 members left standing. As Foot will be able to go ahead and counteract the Stinger buy, but cash decent, so Rifle's going to be coming through for RQ, but they need to get something on the board here soon. Don't want to let this run away from you, especially on the attack half.
You're absolutely right. I've got to say, though, you've got 5.8 towards the Sage out here, you've got the Res on board, you've got the lockdown there, they've got a lot going their way, and it's these retakes, again, I am just enamored with. So well composed, poised, so that could be something to see if you can build towards this time around. Early smoke gets negated by EJ, so that's going to be space taken towards C, and a little bit of presence noted. That's, if anything, maybe going to cause some of these rotations to come into effect, sit deeper towards the sites. I don't mind Footballists going through a little bit of the motions here, being responsive in kind, but I want to see if RRQ have come up with a plan to try and punish this.
They have to know that it's Flipshider, the one who manages to get that orb. Should fully expect that he's got the Rolling Thunder, and if he hadn't gotten the orb, well, he's got the Rolling Thunder now.
Feels like the first pick without a trade that we've had in a while. This is the perfect start for RRQ to potentially, I guess, oppose the narrative that we've seen so far.
And without Mr. Fallen, all that obfuscation, those smokes, able to really slow up these attacks onto the sites, that all goes away. So RQ should have a site just wrapped up in a bow for them, served up on a silver platter. Their sights right now are set to A.
I want to see if Kiwi's tempted to stick around, or if, yeah, backing away again, sitting a little bit deeper to the top side of site.
Actually going to go
through
fake.
Yeah, this could be quite nice. Again, pressuring towards that B site. This could be good, especially with the ult now in effect. Should hold this down well. Does give space for the rest to come in, so we are back up to 5 standing now for Footballist.
The lockdown is in. It's just around the corner. They would love to be able to try to take it out, but it's just way too risky, so they all back away as time ticks down. Lurk around the back, and it's Flipshider. Watching Kiwi eliminated. Cracks taken down. Rolling Thunder now going to be used defensively here for the post plant.
Oh.
Then while he does get caught, he still manages to find a kill, and they will clean it up. RQ now on the board.
Love that. Pulled them around the map. It was so hard. A bit of presence there, pulling these rotations out of position, and then hitting that B site so well. They had to respect the lockdown, yes, absolutely, but they were ready to come back into it too. The ult coming through just as required. So again, lovely time to stamp their authority onto the game, maybe hit the brakes on Footballers getting too much momentum beside them. But we noted the economy earlier, it was healthy. We're seeing the operator coming out now for Footballist.
Yeah, on Kiwi as well. See if he can get anything done. For now, it's just going to be backing away widely, surrendering the C site. Let's see where he decides to creep back up. Smoke is there, 3 people getting ready to push in. It's going to be Lear off the rip. He just continues to hold the angle, utilizing that pillar, making sure that he doesn't have that line of sight and doesn't get blinded.
All the smokes being invested so far from Footballist Fallen. Just about getting one back on now. Looking for that execute towards that B side. Let's see what the hold's looking like though. Moj is here, and you can see the utility is in place, but this is all being tested around the minute mark. This is fine. They still have time for a pump towards another side. They're pulling players here.
Yeah, it looks perfectly intentional. Just put that pressure on B, burn out all of that Killjoy utility, so if they have to do a last-second adjustment, they can. They don't have to worry about it. And now they're just shoving Kiwi off these angles. Great relay bullet out from EJ. Just denying him line of sight, but as that paranoia comes across, Maj is going to find Flipshider.
Yeah, and that's the spike now left somewhat unattended to. Spam comes in. They're looking to try and offset the timing here, playing back in ahead of this spike still on down. The perfect flash. Great work from Cracks. Swings in, and now just one left standing in a 1v3. 20 seconds. This would need miracles to make happen.
It would be a monstrous clutch if he could pull it off. 67 HP and Op staring at you from Waterfall. The odds are definitely stacked against him, and now he's only got 12 seconds. Pushes up, will find one. The up shot whiffs. He needs to either take the fight or go for the plant. Doesn't have it. He tries to swing out, and of all things, it's a classic that finishes it. Kiwi just turns the tide right back into their favor.
Still get some sort of purchase for RRQ. I want to see what they go for. There will be some missing elements here, but this time super responsive. I love that little counter hit almost towards the side here. The pop flash through the smoke, just perfect, and Cracks making the most of it. We love to see what they brought out. Maybe this is the best look we've seen from them so far, but it's still early days, but a little bit of a pace change this time.
Pretty fast push up here into B. This time, Killjoy Util fully dumped over towards C, just given that RQ have been widely swinging over towards that side of the map. Not getting too much of anything out here, just a couple taps through that smoke. Mr. Fallen just praying for a stray headshot again.
And I like the adjustment, though. We do see the Killjoy utility now invested towards the C site. Kiwi's starting to get a little bit more confident as well, exploring the map, seeing the value of this in these individual fights. Just not favorable towards RRQ. They're not making any benefits on these isolated exploration missions. Now slowly building towards A, it's just going nowhere. A crumbly round this time, unfortunately. Not making any of those rifles find footing. So now, sadly, for Flipside, what are you meant to do with this? You've already got one player sat super deep towards the back of the way. That's going to be Kiwi. Posted up with that operator, and it's done. This is lovely work from Footballist. I like these adjustments. I like these mid-round changes they're coming up with. This looks really solid.
Have that leer to try to lead them through, and then from there, it's just swing after swing, pick after pick for the side of Footballist.
And that's dreamy stuff for a player like Kiwi. You give him these individual fights one by one. This time we've seen the money start to really crumble for RRQ. Prior times, we saw them kind of lean towards that early C contact and then kind of hit towards B as well. We see them being quite fluid with this, not afraid to get a little aggressive. So this could be a little bit maybe of a chance here for them, but I'm worried at 6-1, it does start feeling a bit one-sided.
It definitely does. You can see them just, again, applying some pressure over here towards C Mound. They grab the orbital with a Flipsider, just trying to get another Rolling Thunder up during this half. Everybody shifts over, starts walking over towards B. Stingers and Sheriff in hand. An overdrive at the ready for EJ. Being able to get a Thrifty, I think, would be such a big momentum swing for them. If they could pull it off here, that's going to really put some wind in their sails. Give them some confidence.
Really nice burst towards the site. They are, oh no way, the setup again. They just aren't getting this pin down. This time Moj does find them, takes away that front line, but they are vicious about this. It's a 3v2, it's not over yet. And Alvimore is desperately fighting this out.
He's got the near ult depth, but now he's going to be taken down, and just before they can get the location reveal, Kiwi comes in to finish the job. I mean, a fantastic attempt at the same time here for RQ.
And this is one of those frustrating rounds too, because you feel like, oh, we're just on that verge, so close by. Forcing a fair amount of utility out of Footballist, forcing them to invest that ult from Kiwi, trying to playing safety net on it because it started to get out of hand there. But again, it falls short. It's still just slipping away from them. They do have a buy back in, and we see the madness once again over towards A.
But it's Kiwi who finds that first kill. Typical able to trade one back. Paranoia going to go crashing across as he swings wider out behind Rubble. Yeah, he will fight out of Copton, but no. Only more taken down, trying to get that slow creep into B. Again, the veterans remaining, but the veterans continue to deliver.
Tabottle is so clean as well. Loving the work in this round. Cracks back to the wall.
Do they read this?
But the flank's coming in. It feels inevitable. Mr. Fallen is on the way. And RRQ have paused for thought here.
The wall's still blocking, but it's getting ready to disengage. Jump up over the top, finds one. Templeton now needs to ace if they want to get a second round on the board. He's got the spike. He's TPing across, gets himself into C.
Yeah, playing it safe, playing it smart. It buys him time. Now, obviously, he doesn't 100% know where Cracks may be, but he's got a good read, it feels. How does he position in this? He has a little bit of freedom to play with, but that is now gone. He's heard him.
Taking the door. Templeton, does he actually aggro swing this? It looks like he's thinking about it. He's considering it. Knife goes out. He's happy to get hit by it, and as he goes for the fight, it's Cracks who comes away with the win.
Heartbreak for Templeton to be that close, that close. But you gotta say, try and take a 1v1 duel against Turkish players in clutches. You're brave, I'll give you that. And sadly, again, so close. How many of these rounds are down to one player now, like getting on the site, getting the plants they need, the brawls they need, and it just slips away?
They're right on the cusp of being able to rack up a couple extra rounds. I mean, heroic moves there from Tebatol. Just need a little bit more from the rest of the team. And you do have to keep in mind that these are three very unknown players on the global stage here in Elmimore, and as well as mentally prepared for a tournament of this caliber.
And this is probably one of the most prepared games I've seen from Footballist, it feels like, or the most adjusted. I'm seeing great things from them already. This is wonderful news. Fallen though, on an island still. Oh my god, the value of this man! The utility work is divine, the support systems are there, and RRQ are in tatters.
Fortunately, it's just a little bit late, that swing off the Lear. They don't get themselves in there, they don't get that punish, and they allow for Mr. Fallen to be able to stabilize and find those 2 crazy kills. Push out, and Tell Me More just, again, trying to get himself into a position where he can get the jump on somebody, but Kiwi just continues to have the right read, continues to hold the right angles. And now it's just Tepetol with a judge. Grab an orb, eat the knife, see what he can do.
Oh, temptation just a few steps away, but that step may as well have been miles at that point. Grax shuts it down, and sadly for our... But this is the one thing I will say. Seeing the veto, when I saw Ascent being banned, I thought, what the hell is Footballers doing? If you know any Turkish Valorant, that was their main. It's a little bit of a stun coming through, leaving them a little bit in trouble here. Now you're starting to see Footballers getting a little bit more aggressive, exploring the map a bit more. Seeing Fallen set into motion here. Nice little flash over towards C, but it's cleared. They know now exactly what's coming. They should be able to sit accordingly towards this. It's a different look for sure, but again, we haven't seen them make progress this far. Okay, that's not bad. This should be a competitive round.
Yeah, this time Footballers don't have that heavy stack defensive setup over towards A, so RRQ are able to get themselves up to the door with relative ease. A little bit of tap damage as well. Did force the heal out of Captain, so now it's going to be the Rolling Thunder perhaps out onto the side. Looks like they decide to hold this one. The fault line, however, still manages to clip him.
How's he alive? He's got everything. If he gets a kill, I'm done. Okay. The man is oh my god, the TP and the body spray as well to boot. The lockdown's still into play. They have to evacuate and make it quick.
But they can just cut over straight into B. EJ finding the kill as well onto Cracks. And now the spike will just be ushered in. Kiwi able to find one more. But he might also think that he's safe from behind, and that could be a potential lurk in from Tepetol to get in around the backside.
First time with huge favorable numbers, they're sat in this post plant. That operator tricky to bring into these right positions. Wait and see if Moj can find some success maybe, but again, they're not being given anything. RRQ are going to hold on to this with both hands, desperately trying to at least claw a second round on the board. Moj clearing as best he can, but you noted it, even the back line there in case that fight went wrong. Tebottle was ready for the swing. And now the final player for Kiwi. I mean, money is flush, but why would you give it away for free?
Definitely don't want to do that, so we'll just go ahead and hold on to this one. Still the creep around here from Elmore, and he's got him.
Really nice.
So if nothing else, well, you might not be able to do too much denting to the economy here this side of right now. It's looking like that's going to be maybe one of the more useful ultimates that they could possibly get in this final round and a half. How they're going to be able to make this a 9-3 and then believe in some curses. Dagger off the top, only catches one. Cyber cage up. Tell Me More just slow lurking. They're gonna start rotating slightly off A into stairs. Still 3 nearby, however. Didn't quite catch if that connector door has been destroyed yet. It has not.
A little bit of a pace change though. RRQ slowing things down this time. We haven't seen Footballers particularly put off by this though. They have pulled the rotation from Kiwi, so he is present on the A side, so this could be really quite good towards C as it stands. But again, this is no discredit to Moj's utility. That has been divine. He's been doing serious damage, offsetting the timing, isolating fights really well, and buying time for rotations, because right now he is a mile away from anyone else. As it stands, RRQ should have the go-ahead, aside from this utility now.
Does slow them up, fault line.
The paranoia!
Does connect. He pulls back to the back of sight. He's going to try to get out of there. Looks like he will be able to do so. We should just have this 5v5 for the attempted retake now, assuming that they can get the spike down. It's good damage out of the Cracks to begin. 7 HP, Mr. Fallen going to be picked off, and here goes Tepetol on a nice little lurk around the back. Does get spotted by an alarm bot.
Yeah, still a little bit of fight in them yet though. Moj Kiwi in combination. It's a 2v2, 15 seconds. And where's the spike going?
Sprinting it over towards B. They just run it down. Tepetol again wants to get himself in a spot where he can potentially catch some people off guard. Heard the slide. Kiwi should not be ready for this, but he is. The swap to the Phantom, absolutely crucial. And
now the 1v2. So much pressure. Give them that gateway, that slither of hope. The first, but the ult in the back. Kiwi keeps Footballers heading for success. 10 rounds to be etched on the board.
And that's a brutal one. A brutal hand to be dealt here for RRQ. coming out in your international debut with this new team on your map pick of LOTUS. You only have the hope from here that they have some great defense protocols and strategies set up. But this was definitely not what they were looking for. So close, this very easily could have been a 6-6, a 7-5. Just getting it right to the knife's edge.
It's not the best look so far, so confidence is going to be pretty low at this point. I need them to bounce back. The pistol could be the first step on that.
Yeah, and obviously fans of a team, you're going to want to see them absolutely dominate.
Give them a
Us as
try,
casters-
man.
Us as casters, we want to see a close series.
Yeah.
That's what we want. The more rounds, the better. So I'm hoping that RRQ can step back into this one. Already some early pressure applied over towards C. Ellie Moore getting tagged up just a little bit. They don't have that Sage to go ahead and heal him up. They've done that. They're going to swing over. It's just Emin right now in the B site. He's been noted over towards that connector door.
Ooh, good trade, though. Spike now down. Let's look at the retake potential. Lots of pressure coming through that A connector. Cracks up for the challenge on one, but didn't expect the second to trade so effectively. EJ is still alive. Let's look at the timing here. Perfect work! The flash came through on the other side, but he still made the most of it.
Yeah, not going to be a full flash by any means, but it's just enough to get the job done. EJ just wreaks havoc now with this frenzy, but Mr. Fallen's got one of his own. He's got two low HP players to deal with, and he deals with them so perfectly! A 3K to close it out! And it felt like RQ had this pistol round in their hand.
Clutch was nasty.
So now RQ, though, going in with the stingers. They know they need to turn the tides right here and not allow this to go to map point, but Kiwi just has been absolutely on fire.
And what a treat for Kiwi to play in a team that's currently got structure. To be able to kind of depend on your teammates to find that. Speaking of finding it, man, what a shot. Okay, you need a couple more of those and I'm back on board. Give me a little more. Give me something to talk about here. Because footballists do have the 4 players in the post part still. A little bit of utility to invest in. Kiwi not allowing any more nonsense to come in.
Don't think he was expecting that re-aggression swing there from Kiwi. Now the fragment goes down, just further buying time. All the re-aggressing members of RRQ going to be coming from that defending spawn side. Pushing out of Hall, holding here. Fallen finds one, Tebeltal taken low, finished off as well. 12-2. One more to go, Footballist. Look at his speed run on
Just
LOTUS.
poetry and motion from Footballist here, and RRQ have been shut out. The final go of things if Footballist are able to convert now. The pressure is mounted, and they are looking towards that B side, but look at the wrap coming through as well. RRQ not going down without a fight.
It's an explosive round from them. In the blink of an eye, Mr. Fallen's the last one standing, and he can't even get that singular kill. One more pump from that Judge would have had it. This is a major turn up here from the side of RRQ.
Online for EJ as well. Any chance of utilizing this? I want to see if he gets aggressive potentially, but once again, we're not seeing those early tests towards A. Just investing old Tommy the turret over there and respecting those early smokes that are coming through. There's the ult.
There's the fast lane as well as the cyber cage. A couple taps on that one. He's playing up close, slides in
he's gone
behind
around
him. They've missed each other like ships in the night. They know he's at waterfall. They're trying to get him. He gets to think across, and Emin has the finishing shot.
Perfect, but all of this meantime, it's looking towards B. Now they know it for sure. The utilities there, that late lurk could come into effect though, but being met in kind by Tebeltal, who's read this very well, the timing, gets it perfect, sidesteps, notes it. Now they know there's only going to be 3 towards the site at most. What can they do about it?
EJ trying to apply pressure. It's two people just around the corner.
Stun.
They get the stun, and Tebeltal's the one who finds the kills. The Bulldog mows him down, but Mr. Fallen again, finding some nice shots and gets the headshot just as the smoke blooms. 3 for him, and in position to potentially have an ace.
Where's Moj? Where is Moj?
He's lobbing
Oh my
nanoswarms in. He's got
God.
lineups for days.
Oh, no, this is insane. I thought Moj had lagged down or something. He's a mile away over towards A, and Fallen is putting up